Hey, what's going on, CoinUp TV subscribers? Robert Wuckner here. Going to do another Jackie Chan movie review. This time it is Shaolin Wooden Men. I'm going through the Jackie Chan Volume 1 collection from Shout Factory Blu-ray collection, which is a great collection of his early movies. Unfortunately, his early movies aren't so hot, aren't so great. I'll give my letter grade, some spoilers, and talk about the film in this video. So first, let's get to the synopsis. An orphan traumatized into silence by the death of his father finds himself living at the Shaolin Monastery and befriending a prisoner who teaches him a secret and deadly form of Kung Fu. So Jackie Chan plays the mute martial arts student living at the monastery. I wrote in my notes, Shaolin Temple, Shaolin Monastery, who's taught by a captive master held underground in secrecy. This is from 1976. Pretty dull and generic. Not having Jackie Chan speak until the end I wrote in my notes, was a true crime. I mean, I know that was a thing that they were like, hey, we're not gonna have him speak because he's had a vow of silence or something like that, but just took a whole lot of Jackie Chan's personality out of this movie, stripped it clean by making him a mute. Didn't really play into like funny or cinematic situations or anything like that. Most of the sets and the wardrobe were pretty plain and bland. Felt like this movie was shot on a very low budget. It's very difficult to get into these early Jackie Chan movies before he was able to break out into his own sort of style. So just know that your mileage may vary on this, although my man Will, who reviewed this movie a few years ago, praised it highly. And I was watching this and thinking to myself, well, okay, I must be missing something here. I mean, there is kind of a fun scene with the Shaolin Wooden Men going on that's kind of cool and I guess iconic. The villains don't really show up until about an hour into the movie, unless you count the brief flashback clips from Jackie Chan's perspective. I wrote in my notes it was interesting to see Yuen Biao in a couple of bit parts as an extra, so that was kind of cool. The movie spends way too much time, or a good amount of time, with the master and the martial arts in the cave, complete with the escape and the origin scenes of how he was captured. It was sort of interesting that the villain of the movie gets his own flashbacks. We get hero flashbacks, we get villain flashbacks to round out the story. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. The ending fight scene was pretty great. Lots of fun technical kung fu moves on display. So like most of these martial arts movies from the 70s and 80s, you kind of know by the time you get to the end of the movie, you're going to get to a fun martial arts scene, at the end. Ultimately worth a watch. Definitely not top tier Jackie Chan. The Wooden Men scene and that element is kind of fun and unique, but kind of plays a small part overall. I mean, I kind of felt like, well, if the movie's called The Shaolin Wooden Men, and that scene is kind of fun, but there's very little build up to it, and while it's happening, it just kind of goes through quickly. And just watching Jackie Chan getting beat up by people in wooden suits doing this kind of reminded me of like Rock'em Sock'em figures punching like that. So my letter grade for Shaolin Wooden Men from 1976 is a D+. I think it's worth a watch. I think it's worth checking out. Definitely below average, not top tier Jackie Chan movie. Of course, all of the Jackie Chan movies in this collection have commentary tracks by either David West or James Mooj. I think there's also a Ricky Baker interview on disc 2 as well. I'm trying to go through these chronologically, make some video reviews. I think it's a good set if you can pick it up for like, $50 is what I got it for. But just to know that the better Jackie Chan movies are like the second half of this collection, and the first half of the collection is kind of the early, not so amazing stuff. Picture quality looked great. It was great to see it remastered and out there on Blu-ray. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you're a fan of Jackie Chan's Shaolin Wooden Men, if you'd like to see him talk or heard him talk more in this movie, I'd be curious to see what you thought about that. So thanks so much for watching. For CoinUp TV, we'll see you next time.